All right, everyone. Welcome back from our little leave. Like about a month off from our podcasting. We had some personal issues to take care of. Everything's good now. We're going to get back, try and get them out twice a week, at least once a week at the minimum. Big news going on. Before we go over that, again, thank you, Dan Bonnett, music, playing our intro and outro.
One more thing, our podcasts are going to be getting a lot more frequent, like college football is coming up. We both love college football, so expect a lot of podcasts like there, like just making picks and stuff, and a
lot of now sports are starting to pick up, whereas we first started, everything was kind of slow.
It's just MLB, right?
Yeah, it's just MLB. All right, so biggest news of the day, probably the biggest news for the week, the Kyrie Irving trade. When these rumors first came out, everyone's like New York or Phoenix. But he was just sent to the Boston Celtics for Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, this European 7-footer, I can't get his name, and the Brooklyn Nets first pick for next year.
Which is great.
Yeah, which will most likely be a top 10 pick. So
lottery, yeah, for sure.
The question everyone has is, was it an equal trade?
Who won the trade?
Who won the trade, or if it was kind of like a push? I personally think no one got better, and honestly, I mean, you look at what Boston gave up to just get Gordon Hayward. You lost Olynyk and Bradley to make the cap room. The two pretty big. I mean, I think Bradley was their starter, and Olynyk was their big off the bench. So, two pretty players with pretty big roles, and now they trade away
their best player.
Their best, but I mean, okay, so we'll call Kyrie. Okay, so they gain Hayward, gain Kyrie, they lose Bradley, Olynyk, and now Crowder. So Thomas. So
they're biggest.
Yeah. So they have a thin bench, but I mean they have the superstars they wanted, and it's just gonna really come down to if Tatum and who's the guy they got last year,
Jaylen
Brown can step up their game and kind of. Because they're going to be really shorthanded, so I think those two are going to have to play a lot of minutes.
I look at it as the Cavs gave up their second best player, and the Celtics gave up their best player.
Yeah,
and we got. I mean, I think you look at it as we win that trade just because. You give up Kyrie Irving, young talent, great player, but we didn't have a first round pick till like 2020 or 2019, 2020. Yeah, I mean, that's a great. Even to just trade him and get the first round, I'm not saying that that's the only value, trust me, but I didn't want to trade Kyrie Irving unless we were getting a good pick. And you're getting most likely a lottery pick.
Now, does this trade mean LeBron's out of here? I think so.
I think he was out regardless.
Yep, and I think this trade really just kind of lets everyone know he's gone.
Yeah, but I feel like if LeBron was going to leave, I feel like we would have just kept Kyrie one more year and then let him be the man here. But then again, this is giving you something to build off of.
Yeah, but I mean next year we're going to have to pay LeBron's new contract. We want to keep Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas is he's only 28. He's a little bit older than Kyrie, but it also comes with the first round draft pick. And it comes with Jay Crowder. I mean, let's take a look at our starting lineup right now.
All right.
Isaiah Thomas,
Swish, LeBron, Love, and Thompson. Now, and off the bench, that's going to be interesting because
this is good now. That's all we want.
What's Jeff Green going to do now? I mean, him and Crowder play, kind of the same position. I think Jeff Green's a better scorer, but defensively, Jay Crowder's a really good defender. But I mean, the bench unit now with Rose, Shumpert, Jeff Green or Jay Crowder.
I think that will match up better now with the Celtics, but I don't think we're going to match up good with the Warriors.
I know, that's like...
Who's gonna? I mean, Kyrie was a way better defender than Isaiah Thomas.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. I don't think the Cavs got much better, but they definitely didn't get worse.
But then again, you look at it as, look at the points scored when Kyrie Irving was on the floor without LeBron.
So maybe
Isaiah Thomas is going to be better in that position, I think, because look what he did. He was the only guy for the Celtics last year, really.
Yeah.
I mean, so just even like moments when he's not on the floor when we were getting outscored by opponents by
Oh my gosh.
ridiculous amounts.
But like the only kind of fear I have of Isaiah Thomas's numbers and everything was that just because he was in a good system, or it's because he can put up those numbers on his own? Because
Number 60 in the draft.
he's what's the coach's name for the Celtics?
Brad Stevens.
He's a great coach. I mean, maybe Isaiah was putting up all those numbers just because of the system they were in.
Yeah, I wouldn't even not to provoke anything here, but I think Brad Stevens might be a better coach than Tyronn Lue. I mean,
I think so too.
Tyronn Lue stepped into the position that every coach wanted to step into.
Mm-hmm. Well, the secret to good coaching is having good players.
Right.
Bobby Bowden said that.
I mean, very few coaches could coach without talent.
Yeah.
Very few.
And I think Stevens really did that. I mean, they had Isaiah Thomas. They weren't.
Well, look at what he did at Butler. I mean, he had was Hayward, and he got him to the national championship.
Yeah.
I mean, not only, but for across the league, college players, he was their biggest. He was their best player.
And I mean, how is Kyrie going to play now? And Tyronn Lue's offense is really just here you go do what you need to do. And I think with Stevens, he's going to have to play in more of a system. So I don't know how Kyrie's going to do well, under a system like Stevens has over in Boston. I mean, he could struggle having to. Because I don't think he's going to have him be. He'll have Kyrie be more of a facilitator, than he was here in Cleveland. But yeah, I mean, now I think they're thinking about signing D Wade with with the cap room they cut off the books from Kyrie. Put another vet on the team. That'd be a nice pickup. Yeah.
I mean, there's not really much more to talk about with the Cavs. I don't think. I mean, that's a huge deal. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, we haven't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just. I think out of anything you could have gotten for Kyrie Irving, I mean, that was one of the best scenarios that could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, when all that was going on back in. When was it?
Early in the summer, June.
June. It was when I went to West Virginia. It was when it all came out. And I found out about Kyrie Irving, and I instantly thought, maybe somebody like Isaiah Thomas wouldn't be bad because you don't want to trade for – everybody's saying, trade for Devin Booker, try to get Devin Booker, try to get Butler, try to get Wiggins, try to get Paul George.
None of them are point guards.
None of them are point guards. So what good – I mean, yeah – a lot of times a score first point guard isn't that good in the league, but who's going to play point guard if you don't have Kyrie Irving?
And D-Rose can't play significant minutes just because of his health, so.
Right. And, I mean, who else is a better point guard than Isaiah Thomas and Kyrie Irving? That was a realistic possibility to get.
I mean, I don't think Bledsoe's better than any of those two.
No, and I don't think
Dragic.
I don't even think if you were getting Damian Lillard, I don't know. I mean, he's up there. He's in the conversation, but.
But I mean, he really wasn't they said the Heat, Suns,
Knicks.
No, I mean the Knicks had that Nidolinka.
Oh, you mean for a point guard or for a
use point guard
okay. Yeah, for just to trade him to the Knicks, but I mean you got the Knicks point guard anyway.
Yeah. But I mean point guard wise, that's probably the best one we're gonna get.
And I also saw that LeBron says he's very confident that Dwayne Wade's gonna be with the Cavs this season.
Yeah, that would be nice. And I mean, yeah, I think this kind of just shows that it's for real. LeBron's gone after this year. It sucks, but I think the dynasty's slowly falling apart. But talk on something probably more positive. The Browns are 2-0.
Browns look like they're playing football.
Yeah,
and that's the thing that's I mean obviously you can't judge off the preseason, being that the Lions went 4-0 in the preseason, 0-16 in the regular season. But this is like the first time ever that we are seeing, like, not ever, but in the past 20 years, where you're seeing consistently good football. I mean, we need to cut down on the penalties a lot. But, I mean, Kaiser's had, I believe Kaiser's scored 2 touchdowns. He's the only quarterback for the Browns to lead a touchdown drive.
He didn't throw an intercept, or he kind of did. Okay, so there was a play last night, second half. He made an awful read, threw an interception on an out route, but there was a penalty on the play. So he got saved by the penalty, but he still made a wrong read and threw an interception pretty much.
Right.
It's just not going to go on the books as an INT.
This is the week that's going to be big to watch.
The dress rehearsal? Yeah, Friday night.
Yep, and I think that we're going to see Hugh Jackson says we're going to know the starter by Wednesday for week 1.
I thought he just had the starter for the dress rehearsal.
Did he? Okay. So I'm hoping to see Kaiser run with the first team just because I want to see, and even with Osweiler, this is something we haven't gotten to see yet, but what are these guys going to do when they get another second and a half back there? I mean, Cam Irving's been a joke.
Yeah,
they're going to get Joe Thomas back this week.
Batonio's still hurt, but yeah, I mean they'll be playing with pretty much the full offensive line. I mean, right tackle, I'd like to see Sean. I really like Sean Coleman. He has a great story and everything. I'd like to see him keep it. They have that Stirrup guy. He's not looking bad. The offensive line looked really good. And then for the defensive line, they cut Desmond Bryant today, and that Trayvon Coley is starting at the other defensive tackle. And he had a really good preseason so far. I think him and Danny Shelton are going to do really well up the middle.
One more thing, just back to the Cavs really quick. So, we were talking, in the past years, we haven't had that much depth. The past
Cavs?
2 years.
Yeah, the
3
bench
years.
has been killing us.
This is our lineup right now. Isaiah Thomas, J.R. Smith, LeBron, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, Jay Crowder, Kyle Korver, Channing Frye, and Amon Shumpert.
Yeah, I mean
that's the most depth that we've seen in a long time.
And Jeff Green too. I think people are forgetting about him.
Yeah, Jeff Green, Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
we're gonna have a lot deeper team than we did last year. I don't know necessarily like better or can compete with the Warriors any better. I'm not too sure. But yeah, back to football. So that Coley. Because if you look at our front seven, our linebackers are set, I think, with Kirksey and Collins. It's and now you look at the defensive fronts, with Ogba, he's going to be a force at the left end, and then Garrett at the right end. Those guys are set. They're going to do really well there. The weakness in our front seven would be the defensive tackles, Danny Shelton, and then whoever would play with him. I mean, Danny Shelton's been doing his job. It's just that other defensive tackle needs to step up, and I think that Coley, he's going to fit in well there. And Joe Hayden had a rough night too last night.
Yeah, not as rough as Odell Beckham.
That is very true. I mean, it still is the preseason though. We can't just go nuts, really. I mean, it's good to see the Browns actually winning games.
It's wins that don't really matter, but in our locker room and everything, these guys need to taste winning.
Yeah, even if it's just regular season.
It's winning a drill or winning a preseason game or anything. I mean, the Browns need to taste winning in order to win.
Yeah, I love how they've been playing.
That's 3 straight at home for the Browns.
Yeah. Well, we have a special guest coming in. Cole's gone the way to go get him or her. Might be a little surprise here.
Are you serious? No, that is nasty.
All right, Cole, who is it?
It's Maddie.
Cole's girlfriend. Say hi to the podcast.
No.
Oh, we can't cut it.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yep.
Thanks for the milkshakes, Maddie.
Yeah.
Good game tonight. Yeah, I know. I got it. Shit, so we're left off with the Browns.
Yep. Maddie, what do you think of the Browns so far?
I don't know what to think about them. They're 2-0 and
That's all you got to think.
yeah,
Right.
Yes.
Undefeated. 2-game winning streak. That's how I see it. All right.
3 at home.
3 in a row at home. That's correct. Yeah. All right. Now to the real quick on the Indians. Miller and Salazar both getting put on the 10-day DL.
Goodness is out.
Kipnis sucks anyway.
Yeah, he
Just hurt his hamstring.
Kipnis pulled his right hamstring again.
To go play golf, he hurt his hamstring.
Heard that one here first. Kipnis roasted by a 16-year-old girl.
But yeah, Salazar's elbow is still messing with him.
Miller's knee.
I don't think it's big deals. I mean, I don't think so yet, at least. But
Miller will be all right.
yeah, he'll be good. And honestly, the bullpen's been pitching a lot better since he's been on the DL.
Hey, better his knee than his elbow, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it's at left knee too.
Yeah.
So not the one he plants. But I think he'll be fine. Salazar worries me because he's been back and forth. You know, he missed a ton of time. But with him actually hurt, that's going to give Tomlin a start to chance. It's going to give Tomlin a chance to start when a Salazar starts next week. So Tomlin's coming back soon.
And Bauer's been lights out for
Mhm.
about a month. Maybe longer. When did we go to the game?
Bauer outage.
I don't know.
The game that I went to earlier this season was
Like this first.
that was the first game that he was just unbelievable. He
Yeah,
went
he's-
8 scoreless innings.
He's been pitching strong ever since, and against good teams too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Royals, Red
Sox.
Sox. I almost said Celtics.
So much with the trade.
Kevin's
Maddie, what do you think of the Cavs trade? You're our first guest speaker ever.
Do you like it?
no, he's an idiot.
Just talk to the computer.
It's awkward.
Just talk. Okay, talk to us. How do you feel about the Cavs trade? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'd say in the middle. I
I'd
don't.
say like right there.
Ooh, like 3/4 down.
Like a quarter up.
Yeah, I think he's an
Three.
idiot.
Who? Think who's an idiot?
Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Oh,
I mean, what could get any better than Cleveland? Like,
It's his ego. His ego he thinks his ego's better than Cleveland.
He just doesn't want to be a son anymore.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
That's too bad.
I mean, yeah, but you get that first round pick. I mean, let's not forget who's going to be there in a top 10 pick next year.
Not
LiAngelo
Wagner.
Ball's going to be on the board next year.
He won't be a top. That'd be funny though.
I know. I was kind of hoping we get the Celtics pick, so he'd be there at like 28, 27. You know, like late.
Yeah. Who are they talking about for next year in college basketball?
Mortiz Wagner.
Mo Wagner. Okay.
Um,
I don't think really anyone's standing out. Cole's gonna walk our guests out to the door, and we'll continue this when we get back. Hurry up! Sorry for the pause. Waiting for my partner to get back.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Alrighty.
I'm back.
Oh, Michael Porter Jr. That's who I was thinking of.
Him and see who's gonna be like the good guards? Probably
There's that Mohamed Bamba.
Grayson Allen will be
Texas.
there. Mohamed Bamba is probably gonna be a one and done.
There's
Grayson Allen.
Luka Doncic overseas.
Who was the player that Duke just picked up, or is that 2018's number one?
Trevon Duval.
No, hold on, I'll pull it up.
He's a point guard out of Duke.
hold that thought.
The Bridges kid from Michigan
Miles
State.
Bridges, yeah.
I'm trying to see if anyone else really stands out. But, I obviously Brooklyn really isn't going to do anything this year.
No.
So
They'll be a lottery team. They won't make the playoffs.
I thought, if you're an 8 seed in the West, I think you can still even. I think the one year when Kevin Durant was hurt for the Thunder, they made it in as an 8 seed and they were still a lottery pick. So technically, you could go to the playoffs and be a lottery team. But either way, Brooklyn's not doing that.
We could be looking at a number 1 pick.
Yeah,
I mean, you're talking that you're going to trade Kyrie Irving. Let's just say the lottery helps us out big time, and it has in the past for the Cavs.
Yes, that's how we got Kyrie. I think we were even like second or third when we got LeBron, weren't we?
And when we got Bennett. I mean, not that was a good pick, but as a number 1 pick.
The drafts helped us before, yes.
I mean, if you get Isaiah Thomas and the number 1 overall pick for Kyrie Irving, you would take that all day. It just doesn't sound good right now, but you're looking at a lottery pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely going to be at least top 5. I really don't see. I don't know. I don't see how the Nets can be much better. I mean, they did get D'Angelo Russell, but
Karis LeVert's been playing good.
They're still not going to do anything. You just gotta sit there. What were they thinking when they made that trade? Like, that is still the worst trade.
Who's that?
The Nets Celtics trade to get Pierce and Garnett.
Yeah, I don't know what was going through their minds.
Like, if you could just, oh my god, it was so
That would
bad.
be like trading for Vince Carter right now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Trading young talent and picks for Vince Carter.
Oh my god. And I mean, I still think, even if they were really good, I still don't think what the Nets gave up would be worth them. I don't think... Was it 3 or 4 first-round picks? Even if Paul Pierce was in his prime, I still think that's too much.
I mean, that's 3 or 4 first-round picks. That's 3 or 4 very good players.
Yeah. I even if those 2 guys were in their primes, that trade would not be worth it. And now they just... I mean, now look at the Celtics now. They got Kyrie, Hayward. They can pretty much get whatever they want. Well, not really anymore, but leading up to this, they could have.
Well, they still have 6 first-round picks.
I still think
by 2019.
I just don't know. I think if I were them, a Jimmy Butler probably would have helped them out more than Kyrie.
Right, I agree with that.
But I don't know. Chicago screwed everything up and sent Butler away for pennies. So
I really think that the Cavs won this trade.
I think it's even. I think it's.
I mean, you give up Kyrie Irving, but you're going to get a top 5 pick most likely. You get Isaiah Thomas, who is a proven player,
and
Jake Crowder, he's not bad.
Yeah,
he'll be an Eastern. Well, was he an Eastern All-Star ever?
No, I don't think he was an All-Star. But I mean, he went to the finals with the Raptors, the Cavs' first year. Then he's been with the Celtics ever since. So I mean, he's been he's been through the playoffs. He's been to everything except for the conference, except for the NBA championship. So.
Yep.
Well, that's about all we have for this podcast. Again, expect many more to come more often, just because sports seasons are starting to pick up here.
Next weekend's college football. Not this weekend, but next.
Yeah. College football's coming up real quick. I think they have a game this weekend in Australia.
Is it this weekend? I know. Well, I mean, look at all the good matchups we're getting week 1.
Yeah.
11 versus 17 is Michigan, Florida.
Team up north, yeah.
Alabama, Florida State 1 versus 3.
Is that week 1?
To open the season.
That's going to be a good game.
I mean,
I think Alabama's going to get whacked.
Alabama's going to get whacked?
by Florida State?
Or do the whacking?
No, they're going to get whacked.
You really think so? I think they kind of overrated Florida State just a little bit just to get for TV ratings. But
I think the Saban era is starting to come to an end. I really do.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Ohio State is going to beat Indiana
Mhm.
the first night. But Indiana always gives the good Big Ten teams a game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good matchups.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Florida one and then Alabama, Florida State. I would just do anything for this just to be like the final year of Saban.
Especially for Alabama. If they can knock Alabama out in the first week.
Oh, that'd be great.
Just let everybody else play it out. It'd be nice.
I just want to see some other teams in the SEC, though, make some noise. Like, if Florida comes out there, gets a week 1 win against a pretty decent team.
Yeah, but they got 7 starters out week 1.
I don't know.
Or not 7. They have 5 starters, 7 players out. And maybe another one coming up on credit card fraud. Used all their school credit card.
Yeah.
Bought a bunch of stuff and sold it for cash. So.
I mean, that'd still be a good win for them, just to see, like, one decent team, like, give Alabama a run in the national championship. But, yeah, so we'll try and get some more college football, more NFL, more MLB out for you guys. Just keep checking the Twitter page for uploads and all of that. Have a nice night, Cleveland.
Start ourselves